Good, happy Monday morning, October 11, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So it's time to sit back, relax, and grab that good cup of coffee and enjoy this Monday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoy watching this Monday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. And happy Columbus Day and happy Indigenous Peoples Day as well. We are going to start off with your news first. First up, Congress pushes Trump insiders to testify before January 6th Commission. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Done. I'm done.
Get a insanely fast offer on your car in 2 minutes or less.
Now to the fight to get former Trump insiders to testify before the January 6th Commission. Members of Congress are now threatening criminal penalties for those who refuse to comply with subpoenas. And ABC News has exclusive new information about what sources say was going on inside the Trump White House as insurrectionists were storming the Capitol. Here's ABC's chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
What was Donald Trump doing at the White House as his supporters attacked the U.S. Capitol building? The decision by President Biden to turn over confidential White House documents to the House committee investigating January 6th may shed light into what Trump, his aides, and members of his family were up to. One thing certain to be of interest to the committee is related to the controversial video Trump released more than 2 hours after the Capitol was breached. Trump told his supporters to go home, but he also praised them.
We love you. You're very special.
In reporting for my upcoming book, Betrayal, the Final Act of the Trump Show, sources told me that Trump recorded multiple takes of that video that were deemed unacceptable by his aides because he praised the rioters, but he didn't tell them to go home. Those outtakes, I'm told, were videotaped by White House photographers and our government property and would provide insight into Trump's state of mind on that day. Trump has vowed to fight to keep such documents secret, citing executive privilege. Biden disagrees.
He believes it to be of the utmost importance for both Congress and the American people to have a complete understanding of the events of that day to prevent them from happening again.
In reporting for Betrayal, I spoke to several people who were in contact with Trump during the riot. Trump, the sources say, was watching TV in his private dining room. He liked what he saw. He boasted about the size of the crowd, and he argued with aides who wanted him to call on his supporters to stop rioting. The book reveals more details about Kevin McCarthy's call to Trump as the rioters stormed the House chamber. According to a source familiar with the call, McCarthy, frustrated at Trump's indifference to what was happening, said, "I just got evacuated from the Capitol. There were shots fired right off the House floor. You need to make this stop." The source said Trump pushed back, saying, quote, "They are just more upset than you because they believe it more than you, Kevin," referring to the lie that the election had been stolen.
Just remarkable reporting there, John. And another one of Trump's allies, Steve Bannon, is also claiming executive privilege. So is he effectively defying a congressional subpoena here?
He sure is, and Bannon's attorney has made it perfectly clear that Bannon is defying the committee at the direction of former President Trump, who doesn't want any of his former aides to cooperate, citing executive privilege. That, even though Bannon will be asked about things, or would be asked about things that happened long after he left the White House, Lindsay, he almost certainly will face a contempt of Congress citation, and if prosecuted, it's something that could result to up to a year in jail.
Jonathan Karl, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Appeals Court reinstates Texas abortion law. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
you sanely fast offer on your car in 2 minutes or less.
To Texas, where the legal back and forth over the highly restrictive abortion law is just getting started. An appeals court has now reinstated the law, which effectively bans most abortions in the state. This comes nearly 48 hours after a judge had halted it. This means women in Texas who want an abortion after 6 weeks now have to travel out of state. Here's ABC's White House correspondent, Mary Alice Parks.
Tonight, with the nation's most restrictive abortion ban back in effect for now, healthcare providers again forced to turn away patients.
There's a lot of anguish, a lot of pain, desperation.
The Fifth Circuit Federal Court of Appeals temporarily reinstating the ban just 2 days after a lower court had paused the law.
We've had patients who thought they could maybe get into a clinic in state, and now, after the ruling, will have to figure out how to travel again.
On Wednesday, after the law was halted, some providers say they did open their doors for abortion services, but now they could be in legal jeopardy for doing so. Anti-abortion advocates calling the latest court order a victory.
We're out here to help the women make a better choice for their lives.
Not only does the law ban abortions after around 6 weeks, before most women even know they are pregnant, but it also allows average citizens to bring a lawsuit against someone they think helped facilitate the abortion. That fact has made it harder for the Biden administration to challenge the law in court.
Who do you sue when the law empowers every citizen in the United States to be able to bring this lawsuit?
The Department of Justice now has until Tuesday to make their next legal move. And Lindsay, it is likely the Supreme Court will eventually weigh in on the merits of that Texas law. And in December, the new conservative majority on the bench here will face its first major test on abortion with another case from Mississippi that directly asked the justice to consider overturning Roe v. Wade. Lindsay?
Yeah, Roe v. Wade potentially on the line there. Mary Alice, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Texas boy found alive after missing for 4 days. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
New details now in that remarkable story of survival and the joyful reunion for the family of 3-year-old Christopher Ramirez, the Texas boy who had been missing for 4 days, found Saturday. Christopher was thirsty but remarkably in good health. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
This image says it all. Relief for this Texas mother holding her son again 4 anguishing days after he vanished into the woods near their home.
The child was found alive. He is alive. He's thirsty. He's with his mother, and he's going to the hospital. Praise the Lord. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A landowner who'd heard about 3-year-old Christopher's disappearance during Bible study went searching for the boy on his own. Authorities say finding him in a thick wooded area 5 miles away from his home.
Where a citizen was walking his property and heard this, a whimper, maybe a cry, and saw the little boy, took him in his arms and called in.
They said Christopher was calm but dehydrated, and tonight he is safe. The toddler disappeared Wednesday after chasing a family dog into the woods as his family returned from the grocery store. His mother pleading for help in finding her little boy. Local authorities, volunteers, and even the FBI joining the urgent search. But for days, there was no sign of Christopher until Saturday's miraculous discovery.
He ought to be the ultimate Army Ranger, Navy SEAL, Air Force, Rescue when he wants to grow up, but he's already passed the first test.
And Lindsay, right now, Christopher is at a Houston area hospital under observation, but he is said to be okay. Lindsay.
Just miraculous, really, Marcus. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into weather. Let's take a look at the weather across the United States for this Monday. As you can see, it is all dry here. No precipitation anywhere along here. There's some rain over here over Florida, rain/thunderstorms, and rain/thunderstorms over here, and some severe thunderstorms possible in this yellow section here. Over here, just regular rain and some regular rain over here. Mixed precipitation over here and some snow over here. And dryness all over here, as you can see. And crucial fire weather possible here. And that is a look at the weather across the United States for this Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now. And let's take a look at this and talk about this. World Mental Health Day. Let's take a look at this from ABC News and Good Morning America.
Done. I'm done.
Get a insanely fast offer on your car in 2 minutes or less.
And it is time for the weekend download, and we are marking World Mental Health Day. Now, in these pandemic times, there are more challenges than ever on our state of mind. And joining us to talk about it all is Dr. Ken Duckworth. He is the Chief Medical Officer over at the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Doctor, thank you so much for being here.
Leo, thank you for taking an interest in this critical topic.
Listen, it has been such a challenging year, to say the least, but it has really brought the issue of mental health into the spotlight, hasn't it?
This is the silver lining of the pandemic, which is that we're talking about mental health in ways that we have never talked about it before.
Absolutely. Are there any differences that you're seeing in where we are this time of year as opposed to last year?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're still facing uncertainty. We're still facing variables that are difficult to discern. None of us like the unknown. And so I think that the way I think about this is teenagers and kids have disproportionately been impacted by this, Geo. And so it's important to learn from what worked for them last year. Remember, kids are in a stage of life where they have to get out in the world, try things, learn things, find an identity. And so in a way, this entire endeavor has been the hardest on young people. Yeah, and just keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's stay on young people because it's been especially tough for kids. I know so many parents are talking about what their 3- and 4-year-olds are saying, and they're having a hard time. So how do we support them?
Yeah, I think the idea is to keep the conversation going. It should be easier with a 4-year-old, but a 14-year-old may be resistant. So for a 3 to 4-year-old, you're looking at structure, routine, and you taking care of your mental health as a parent. And that's not always easy because parenting is a full-time 24/7 endeavor, but they're going to look to you to see that the world is okay. For teenagers, they may not communicate distress to you as much. They may show you through actions or sleep difficulties or irritability. So I think the game is in the teenage years to really keep the conversation going. And when they're going to talk to you, it's undoubtedly going to be the least convenient time for you. But that's the moment that you have to take advantage of.
And doctor, I think it's really important that we ask here, what are the warning signs that someone you love may be having mental health challenges? What can we do about it?
Yeah, so remember that your years of loving someone are in the bank for your conversations. So some of the signs. Sleep changes are a very common phenomenon, but not all sleep changes are mental health conditions. Agitation, sadness, but not all sadness or agitation are mental health conditions. Changes in energy, changes in functioning, drops in schoolwork would be a good example. Loss of interest in friends is kind of a critical one for the teen years because remember, they're trying to make their way in the world, Gio, and find other relationships. So if you see enough of these symptoms, consider talking to a pediatrician or going to an online screening tool to find out if you might be in the area of having a loved one with a mental health condition. I don't attack it directly and say, I think you're depressed, I think you need help. I try to come alongside of it. This is a motivational interviewing strategy. You see that you're having sleep trouble. You see that your friends are not wanting to connect with you. I see that too. Could we talk about that? It is World Mental Health Day, and more people are open to talking about their mental health. But it is easy to activate defensive-ness if you come on too strong and too directly, in my experience.
Such an important conversation. Dr. Duckworth, thank you so much for being here.
Well, hey there, Jimmy.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. William Shatner, set to become the oldest person in space. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News. Good morning, America.
Oh, nice jersey.
The 30 stands for the 30-day money-back guarantee you get with the CarMax Love Your Car guarantee.
The name on the bag is nice, too.
I didn't notice.
The way it should be.
William Shatner, the actor who made a name for himself as Star Trek's Captain Kirk, getting the chance to touch the final frontier. Overnight, Blue Origin sharing this picture on social media of Shatner arriving at their astronaut village ahead of his journey into space. He is now just days away from making history.
Gentlemen, I suggest you beam me aboard.
In less than 48 hours, the man who made Beam Me Up a catchphrase as Captain Kirk
Welcome aboard, Captain.
is now going to space in real life.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
At 90 years old, legendary actor William Shatner will become the oldest person ever to fly to space.
I plan to be looking out the window with my nose pressed against the window. The only thing I don't want to see is a little gremlin looking back at me.
And that's what happened to Shatner in a 1963 episode of The Twilight Zone.
What are you looking at?
Gremlins.
He'll launch aboard the Jeff Bezos spaceship, the Blue Origin New Shepard. The whole trip lasting just 11 minutes, Shatner will spend about 4 minutes floating in zero gravity about 60 miles above the Earth's surface. Here on the ground, professional NASA astronauts speaking with ABC News just weeks before their own launch, giving Captain Kirk some advice.
Try to get out as many of his catchphrases as he can while he's weightless. I'd love, like a beam me up, Scotty, or all ahead full, or lasers on stun. I'm sure there's an endless number of things he could say.
What a cool flight that I think captures the imagination of so many of us to see, Captain Kirk, William Shatner, getting to fly in space.
Rocket Man. When he returns to Earth, Shatner says he'll write a song about his out-of-this-world journey.
I want to write about my love of Earth, having seen it in a milieu, in a hostile space, to see this gem, this warm, loving, nourishing planet.
A lot of people don't know about his musical career. And Shatner will go to space with 3 others. They will all join us right here on GMA tomorrow morning. The launch is scheduled for Tuesday morning from the West Texas desert. You can bet we will be right there covering it all. After the show, I'm getting on a plane, heading to West Texas.
When are you getting on the rocket? That's what I keep waiting for.
Oh, you're waiting for that?
The
first journalist in space.
Okay, well, let's hope for it. Let's see. I think we'll need that corporate card, and we'll need to swipe it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Okay, and there you go. Very cool indeed. And let's switch gears now, and let's go into entertainment news. And in entertainment news, SNL, Kim Kardashian kisses Pete Davidson, flirts with John Cannon. Let's take a look at that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else. Then he tried Wendy's breakfast. Now we can't get rid of him. Can you believe?
Now, are you going to kiss me or not?
I sure am, Jasmine.
Kim Kardashian West kisses Pete Davidson.
You're kind, considerate, mega-jacked, and very, very rich.
And gets flirty with John Cena during her Saturday Night Live hosting debut.
It's so great to be here tonight. I know, I'm surprised to see me here too.
What was truly a surprise of the night was what went down at the end of Kim's Aladdin sketch, where she played Jasmine alongside Pete Davidson as Aladdin.
Are you intimidated that I'm friends with a ton of wealthy celebrities and your only friend is a monkey?
Again, not nice.
The parody of the Disney classic earned praise from viewers, with fans calling the sketch hilarious.
I'm rolling with it.
On their magic carpet ride in the clouds, the two came across Jasmine's sister, Jortney.
That's my sister, Jortney. We all have J names.
And were joined by the genie, played by Bowen Yang, who granted Aladdin his final wish, right before Davidson and Kardashian West shared a kiss on the magic carpet.
Now, are you going to kiss me or not?
I sure am, Jasmine.
This isn't the first time Kim has dressed up as a Disney princess. Back in 2016, she dressed up as Princess Jasmine alongside her baby girl, Northwest. But back to SNL.
Whenever you're ready.
Wow. In front of me are some of the best guys I've ever met in my whole life.
Kim Kardashian was in good company during the Bachelorette-style sketch, The Dream Guide. The 40-year-old reality star was joined by Chris Rock, Blake Griffin, who was once linked to her sister Kendall Jenner, Amy Schumer, Jesse Williams, Chase Crawford, The Bachelorette's Tyler Cameron, and John Cena.
John Cena.
What?
John C. I'm really going to need you to figure out your wife's situation.
Amy Schumer, the only woman included in the sketch.
Okay, this might be against the rules, but I've really connected with one of the producers on the show. Amy S.
Showed off some behind-the-scenes moments of her preparing for the skit with the rest of the Dream guys.
What was it? Chris said it should be there's no doubt in my mind that my next black husband is in this room.
She also shared this shot to her Insta story of her rocking Kim's hot pink statement jacket, which she sported at the close of the show.
I love you guys so much. Good night!
Before Kim's SNL debut, a source told ET that, quote, Kim is so smart and such a professional. She really wants to do the best job possible and wow everyone and make them laugh. Kim is extremely funny, and all of her close friends and family know that, which all tracks with what Kim told ET in 2017 about how she approaches new endeavors.
I think my smartest business decision has been going for it and not being, like, having no fear, and just, even if they failed and even if it hasn't turned out the way that I wanted to, I've learned so much from it. So my advice would be, go for it.
Okay, and there you go. And that does it for this Monday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Monday, and see you back here next time for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King.